This is Sparta!
Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we've got a little bit of a special for you. We went out and spent the most money I've ever spent at one time on this game. Mainly because I wanted to try out these heavy metal heroes. Yes, I know I could have waited and got them all, one at a time, for the ones that I wanted. But I wanted to kind of jump ahead, give you guys an idea before they come out solo of what each tank is like before you guys try to buy them, because they actually turned out to be pretty decent tanks. Now, I'm going to go ahead and warn you, I don't have a game recorded for these ISU 130 yet. I will get that sometime, probably tomorrow night or something. I got to get by myself and try to play it. Wasn't having much luck tonight. But I do have the first two. I have the fv308, or 305. Yeah, it's the fv305. Now, the fv305 is the only premium artillery that's higher than Tier 3, I believe, right? I don't think there's any other one in the game that's higher than Tier 3. I could be wrong. Maybe the Leffy. I don't remember what tier that is right off the top of my head. But this is a Tier 8 premium artillery. It's essentially a big Bert. You guys remember Bert the Avenger, FV304? This is his older brother. So, I don't know what I'm going to call this tank, but I am keeping it because I like this tank. I'm not going to lie. It is essentially a big Bert. I mean, don't look at the stats for range in artillery because they all say 10,000 meters for some reason, instead of actually telling you what the actual in-game range is. Not sure if Wargaming's going to fix that or not, but every artillery in the game says it can reach 10,000 meters, including this one. It can't. This one will shoot about 5, maybe 600 meters tops. So keep that in mind. It is like any other mortar in the British line, so you've got to make sure you can get it. Now, the plus is, just like its little brother, is it can run 68 kilometers an hour, so it could relocate. It can get away from a fight if you're needing to run away before the enemy gets to you. So it takes a little longer than Bert to get up to speed, but it does reach 68 kilometers an hour. Already had it there, and I don't even have a crew in this thing yet. Now, as you can see, the 5.5-inch gun reloads in about 12.3 seconds, and this is stock with nothing but a rammer, GLD, and vents. Okay, I don't have a good crew in this, so this is what you'll get right out of the box if you put a rammer, GLD, and vents on your tank. 12.3 second reload rate, and it does relatively decent damage. It's relatively accurate. It's not too bad. You'll miss a couple shots here and there, but it's really, really not bad. You're not going to get that perma-track ability that you get on Bert, but you can really mess people's days up here. And here you can see he's right up against the rock. I just can't. I've tried to put the shot out, and we hit the cliff, so it's not quite as good as Bert for its tier, but it's still a really good little tank, especially considering most of these guys at this tier aren't used to being hit by mortars. Here we go, shot on the Ferdinand, direct hit. There goes half his hit points. Now, he's hiding behind the rock. He's like, I should be fine. Why am I not getting, why am I getting hit by Artie? So we shoot, 3.8 second flight time, and we hit him perfect, and it did no damage. I don't know what happened there, but that shot literally did nothing. And it hit him. That was weird. Shot out. Can we finish him? Pow. Ooh, only a 222. We left him with a mercy roll, and if we hit him again, it's a guaranteed kill. And they get him first. So, as you can see, I'm systematically tearing apart the enemy team. And I want to take a shot at this guy, so I do. He's right at the edge of my range. And that's the good thing about mines, is it's a small map, so you can literally shoot almost all the way across the map, even in a mortar. So you can see I'm pushing up. I'm trying to get shots on this Sioux. He's not staying still, and with a mortar, you got to remember that the flight times are a lot longer, and that was a terrible shot by me. No chance of hitting whatsoever. And right here, I'm begging him to sit still behind that rock, and he's just flat out not doing it. He wants to come in. He's pushing towards us, shot out, and then he turns right and takes off. So there's no way I'm going to be able to hit him where he's at, just because he keeps moving and it's too far of a flight time. T-29's got his backside to us. Can we get the kill? Come on. Nope. Friendly tank takes him out first. Now the Sioux has stopped. He's in a good spot. Shot out. Come on, stay there. And that's one of those misses. And because it's only a 5.5 incher, which I don't know the exact size of the gun, to be honest, but given that it's hitting for 200, I would say it's probably, you know, right around, I don't know, 120 millimeters, something like that. 5.5 inches. I'll look it up sometime. Maybe I'll let you know in a future video, because you're going to see this little guy more often. It is a fun little tank. And we're trying to help the team here, and this Jag's driving right into our trap. Pow! 326, a great lead. We track him. He goes dark. Unfortunately, our medium, there we go. We get a little bit of track damage assist, and shot out on him, and then he pulls forward, so we're going to miss this shot. And that's the unfortunate thing about the mortars. You're not going to get those low line drive shots that catch the guy even though he pulled forward with a mortar, because they shoot so high. So most likely, if they pull forward, you're going to miss them. Now, I'm trying to... Oh, there we go. We about flipped the tank. And I'll be honest, I am surprised I didn't take any damage whatsoever from that. I don't know how that worked, but I didn't take any damage. So, good. Alright, so now we have 3 versus 3. Anybody's ball game. This Achilles is sitting out here, and look at this aim time. For whatever reason, my aim time is like hideous right now. Shot out. And we splash right next to him for 166, and we track him. Can he hit him? Nope, he's backing up. Now the Achilles, that is the Tier 6 British Wolverine, essentially. And it was the M10 Wolverine for the US. They adopted it and put a different gun on it, I believe. But, yeah, highly susceptible to HE. Now, we're the last 2 alive, and our gorilla pulls the most epic kill ever. He kills that Achilles, and that leaves us 2v1 versus their artillery. Their artillery is the M44. I tell him to cover me, which you'll see in a moment. I'm trying to figure out where exactly it is. I'm like, just cover me. I will spot him. You take the shot, or, you know, I'll try to take the shot as well. So, I've got 68 kilometers an hour. This is a scout at this point. So, the likelihood of me finding him, and I knew he was either in the back of their base or to my right. He was to my right. So I pull up behind the rock. He can't hit me, but guess what? I'm a mortar. Hello, little fella. Shot out, and pop goes the weasel. 283. Didn't even let it aim in. That's how sure I was going to hit him. So we end up with 11 hits, 1 kill right at the end to win the game. What'd we end up with? 2,871 damage and 1 kill. That should be close to the top of the leaderboard. So what we can say about the fv305 is it's a very good high-tier arty that's rapid fire, just like its little brother. So if you like artillery and you like Burt, you'll like this tank, I promise. Now, moving on. We're in the M51 Super Sherman. Now, I wasn't 100% sure what to think about this, because it's an M4 Sherman with a bigger gun. Instead of a 105 howitzer, which is what it got at Tier 5 as the 105, it's got a 105 long barrel, and it's French. Not sure exactly what happened there, but, you know, there were a lot of Shermans left over after World War II, so people started putting all kinds of things on them. Now, this is no exception. Now, the good news is, it is a Tier 8, and you're essentially in a Tier 5 tank in a Tier 8 match. But they do give you 1,400 hit points, and that does feel really good. Because you're going to get into some fights, but you're going to be able to hit back pretty hard for, you know, 350, 400 damage a shot. And you've got 1,400 hit points. So you're not, and this guy's looking at me, it might be the first time he's seen this tank. Not too many people are going to drop $120 to get 3 tanks. And I'll be honest, I'd never done that before either, but I wanted that arty as soon as possible so I can get a review out there for you guys. And I wanted to get the other tanks too. So, what are the good things about it? It's got decent mobility. It's got decent maneuverability. It's got a very good gun. I'm not going to lie, this gun is very, very good. It will bounce occasionally, and you're going to see a couple bounces, even point blank. It shoots APCR as standard ammo, and then it has a pretty good heat round as backup. So that's 2 good things about it right off the bat. It has pretty good pin for the heat rounds as well. Now, I'm not going to use any heat rounds, I don't think. I don't think I do. And these are all premium tanks, which means for high-tier RD players like me, these are money makers, which means I can shoot more premium shells if I want. So, that's always a plus. Now we're going up into the city, and we're going to try to spot some tanks. And we don't have very huge view range. I believe it's 390 meters, which isn't bad, but, you know, you expect a little bit more, but it is a tier 8. So, you know, you take it with a grain of salt. Now we're moving up, and we have yet to spot anything. We're halfway into the city, and right about here, yep, there's a Tiger II. And right next to him is going to be an M51 Super Sherman. Now, I'm going to try to hit the Tiger II because everybody's shooting the Sherman. And I don't know if it went too high or if it hit his bottom plate there, but we didn't pin. So that's not a good start. And he's backing off. I can't see because of Swive's gun. Shot into it. There we go. We pinned the front of his turret. Remember that, because later on I bounce off his bottom plate, and I'm like, well, that's crap, you know. And I could have shot his turret, but I didn't think about it. I'm not used to looking that high up on a tank for weak spots when their bottom plate is right there in front of me. But he was at a negative angle to me, so his bottom plate was actually stronger, and I just completely screwed the pooch. Now I'm pushing forward. We've got a little T-34 here, a little T-34-2, pushing in. I'm yet to be pinned. Oh, hello, Jag. Oh, then I get rammed in the back by Flying Swive. I'm trying to get a shot on him, and I put a shot out, and Flying Swive cuts in front of me, and I shoot Flying Swive in the back of the head. Good thing that friendly fire isn't a thing, right? Now, T-34 again. There we put a 425 shot into him. So you can see it's got pretty decent damage for a medium tank. Especially a tier 8 medium. It's got good gun. Now here's where I shoot the bottom plate, and it's at a negative angle. So that was actually a stronger point than if I would have, even if I'd have shot his top plate at that point. It would have been at a better angle for me to pin than his bottom plate. So keep that in mind. But in the heat of the moment, it's hard to see those sort of things. You just shoot the bottom plate, and, you know, it's not always the best option. Now here's going to be some bad, I could have gotten an opportunity. I didn't get it. And come on, little guy, shot out. And I misinterpreted the speed of that APCR round. And you can see it was quite a bit faster than I was expecting out of a 105mm gun. Now I don't know the exact velocity. I don't get into all of the stats, and you guys probably know that by now. I just know what I feel, and it just feels a lot faster than most 105s. So it's something to consider. But I would even put this gun up against the 105 that you get on the M48 patent. It's that good, guys. I'm not kidding. And at its tier, it's very good. Now, it doesn't have the penetration with the standard rounds that you get in the patent, of course. And it's probably not quite as accurate, as you can see with the long aim times. But it is a very good little gun. And here we've got the tier 9 Bat Chat new tank. And we put a 363, and we ammo rack him. We pull up, and he gets behind the rock. Now watch how quickly this guy disappears and gets the heck out of here. According to us, he's right behind that rock. We are moving towards him the entire time. He disappears, and before we get to the top of the hill, he completely drives away. So that thing must be extremely fast. And I don't have any experience with that. This is actually the first time I've ever even seen one in battle. So, you know, that's the thing. But we know they've gone to our cap, so we're going to move up behind the hill and see if we can't get some damage. Flying Swive's a little bit faster than me in his French heavy tank. So, you can see, you can get a good feel for exactly how decent the mobility is. It's not bad, but it's not where it should be either. And if you're going uphill, it's absolutely ridiculous. I tried to play a match on El Haloof, and we got our butts kicked. Now, shot out. Nope. There we go. And it bounced. I don't know if it bounced, but it didn't go into him either. So maybe it hit the dirt right before it got to him. I don't know. But you can see we are losing handily. Flying Swive is kind of pulled out, and he's made himself an awful big target for a lot of tanks. That 4202 is going to be the end of me eventually, but you'll see what I'm saying here. We pull back. We've got an IS-3 here. Watch this. Right through the front. No problem. He was not expecting that, I guarantee it. And now, our IS-3 puts him down. It's a little IS-3 on IS-3 action, and I helped him. Now, I look back and Flying Swive's dead. It's like, what happened? Well, he got flanked, or he got taken out. There's 3 tanks came back to the base. There's one. He's down. You can see it's relatively accurate, even at auto lock at medium range. I mean, that was pretty good shot right there, right off the bat. Now, I turn back around to see if I can't help with this medium tank. You can see the tracks are absolutely terrible in this thing. So, climbing anything is absolutely brutal. But this 1390 is running circles around our heavy. I'm going to try to see if I can't squeeze a shot into him, but I'm just not comfortable with the tank yet, and I can't quite get a good shot. And I do not have 6th sense. And I should know that I'm spotted, so what do? I turn back towards where the enemy are. They just got into the cap. Here's a 4202 premium tank. And I try to go, okay, it hit his sloped upper plate. And now we're going to auto-lock the T-30, who's broadside to us, hoping that it hits anywhere but his turret, and it hits his turret. Go figure. And then the 130 hits us. There's the other heavy metal hero. And then we get rammed by the 4202. Some bad play there at the end of the game, but you can get a feel for the tank. It's not a bad tank. And that gun is what's special about it. Everything else is not really that special. But that gun is really, really good. And if you can keep it, like, at a distance and firing at people where you're not necessarily being engaged back, that's where that tank's going to come into its own. We have 2 tanks left. One of our guys is just now getting to their cap. They have 2 in our cap. And it's unlikely that they're going to be able to win this match. I mean, it's 2v5, and they've got 2 people in the cap with 30 seconds left. So it's very, very unlikely that they're going to win this. But you never know. T-54E1 is going up against a 1390. Come on, get in there. You got this. Come on. He puts one into him. Oh, and he's down. And the IS-3 comes off the base a little too late. 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Game over. So, we got 7 hits. We got 1 kill. That's not going to be crazy damage, but it's not bad either. You'll see in a moment. So, it's on par with Tier 10 medium tank damage. So, what you're going to get is, with 7 pins, 2,270 damage. That's not bad, folks. For a Tier 8 medium, that's pretty good. For damage on 7 hits. So we end up 3rd on the leaderboard. And you guys got to see that. Now, like I said, I'll try to put out another video with the ISU 130 sometime this week. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you in the next video.